Hello my friends, it's me again, Dr. Nitro, at my workshop 8-Bomb Custom. I remind you that videos are now made in 2 languages. Кликните ссылку здесь, чтобы смотреть это видео на русском. This video will be made in 2 parts, so don't forget to subscribe to the channel or click a bell to stay in the loop of new videos. Today, on my workbench, I have a Gibson Classic from the 90s, which appeared to be in bad condition. It had a giant and eerie scratch that was done intentionally. I don't know what for. This scratch was deep enough to reach wood, and it was filled with red paint that soaked into the wood. That's why I had to take off all the varnish and take off some wood from the top to get rid of this ghastly scratch. And with this guitar we decided to make a copy of Billy Gibbons' guitar, Pearly Gates. For this purpose I painted it the same way, using aniline dyes that will fade a bit during the process, and will replicate the paint like on the original instrument. I will also add craquelure, some dings as on Billy Gibbons' guitar. So, in general, we'll be making a copy. It is for you to judge if it's realistic or not, so let's go! Be careful while watching this video, as it may hurt your feelings greatly. And one more thing, you can do this at home. The guitar is really heavy, but it sounds amazing. This fact dethrones a myth that all good guitars must be light. Yeah, among lightweight guitars you can often find good sounding ones. But there are heavy guitars, like this one, that sound really great. Just amazing. Well, my friends, let's start making it happen. The guitar has just been polished, looks like new. It doesn't have any tiny scratch or crack. It has an awesome top that has a wood composition that looks similar to the Pearly Gates. Aniline dyes had already begun to fade, so we can see red pores of wood filler. Though the contrast is high enough this time, I will use UV light after assembling, so this will go away. To make varnish turn harder, with more shrinkage, it needs to be heated. If the varnish is overheated a bit, it will go bubbles and I'll need to repaint it, the whole instrument. That's why one needs to do it very carefully. Well, the varnish is heated enough. The same thing I'll do to the back. Be very careful with tiny details. Now the guitar needs to rest, needs to cool. This is how the varnish looks like after fan and cooling. We see that the wood composition is seen better. The varnish became a bit thinner, but to make a varnish look more vintage, duller, I'll take the gloss off with acetone. This procedure needs to be done very carefully, as acetone bites the varnish. But if you apply it with very thin layers and immediately dry it with an air gun, the varnish becomes a bit dull. The main thing is that an acetone spot on the varnish cannot be there for too long. It needs to evaporate immediately. Well, I'm quite happy with the result. We've got a silky dull surface. And the last Dacre step is a logo application with silk screening, as it was done before. For this purpose, I use oil-based paint that I prepare myself each time. Approximately in a day after the paint dries out, the guitar can be placed into my mega vintage box. And after some hours, we can see a craquelure emerging. Usually I do this procedure several times, with several cycles. After each cycle, the guitar needs to rest, warm with room temperature, and then again goes to the vintage box. Between freezing cycles, when a guitar is still cold and varnish has strong tension, sometimes I tap on the guitar with a plastic handle of a screwdriver. It helps to extend some cracks and to help them crack more. And the second relicking step is that I make taps on the varnish with a special tool to make some dotted dents that will provide more tiny cracks. Well, we can stop with this piece of work, but we'll go further. So it will be continued in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe and see you later.
Rock and roll for all.